The title of her research is Hidden in Plain Sight, Bilingual Hearing Children of Deaf Adults. And her faculty mentor is Dr. Jacqueline Romano. And I'll bring Olivia to the stage. Take it away, Olivia.
Imagine a 4-year-old child starting their first day of kindergarten. They've had numerous conversations with their grown-ups about school, what it is, why they attend, but most importantly, that they'll make lots of friends. The first day of kindergarten is a huge milestone, or at least for me it was, because it was the day that changed my life. My first day of kindergarten was the day that I realized that not all moms are deaf. I am a bilingual hearing child of a deaf adult, also known as a CODA. Currently, the number of CODAs that reside in the United States is unknown, but luckily for all of you, you have one standing in front of you today. Like many bilingual CODAs, we learn American Sign Language as our first language and spoken language as our second. Yet, when we enter the K-12 public school system, we are not provided the language supports or services we need to learn English. Which is the primary language that is used in the classroom setting. CODAs are not considered English language learners. For my future research, I plan on conducting a narrative inquiry study, exploring the lived experiences of CODAs, including their educational experiences. Narrative inquiry empowers individuals to tell their stories and amplifies voices that would otherwise remain silent. I plan on interviewing at least 3 CODAs and using their stories to drive change in educational policy so CODAs are no longer denied their educational rights. According to the California Department of Education, English language learners are identified when a language other than English is used in the home. And then it is through school district assessments, if they qualify, that students then receive language support services and or specialized programs to ensure that they are successful in their education. The protections of English language learners began in 1965 through the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. In 2011, school districts were provided with instruction and guidance to notify school districts that students whose first language is American Sign Language be considered as English only. Today, English language learners are protected through Title III of the Every Student Succeeds Act of 2015. However, CODAs are not included in those protections. Research describes that by not including CODAs in English language learners programs, they are being misdiagnosed and provided inappropriate services through special education, or even worse, with no services or protections at all. So why are we not considering CODAs as English language learners? In my experience, it is because people are misinformed. And by hearing these stories from CODA's educational experiences, we'll be able to influence policy so that they can include CODAs, so that they can continue and that they can receive the educational benefit that they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. So Olivia asked me, when I asked my questions, to ask her about her slide. So I'm going to ask you about your slide.
Thank you so much for remembering. So that 4-year-old child in the yellow dress is me. And this is actually a photo that means a lot to me. And through narrative inquiry, research, and like how I described in my speech, is that it's through stories and it's through storytelling that we educate populations around us. And so this was actually a photo that my family searched for this last week that I could use, because this is a picture that was personal to me. This was the day that changed my life. And it was something that I wanted to share with all of you, because the only way we're going to educate everyone around us about CODAs is by sharing our stories. So I wanted to share the personal story with you today.
Thank you, Olivia. We can see how you got involved in your research.
Yes.
So no need to ask that question. So why the EDD program?
The EDD program. In my day job, I'm a deaf and hard of hearing teacher. And it is through supporting a low-income population, a population that it doesn't have a lot of support. Really kind of drove me to really want to do the administrative role of having a position that can really change. And when I got into the developmental program here at Cal State San Bernardino, I really loved that it is a program that represents transformational change. And that is something that I was trying to do in my research. And so this program provided me an opportunity to really further my research, because this is the extension of my master's thesis, to be able to take it to educational policymakers, to educate those around us, including you in this room, to know that there is a hidden population that are sitting in our classrooms today that are not provided the language support that they deserve to be able to access the spot in the classroom. Even currently in my work, we come across quotas, and the question is, Olivia, you're a quota, what can we do? We're not English language learners, and we can't qualify for special education. I said, right now, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing, and I want that to change.
Thank you. And how did preparing for the Grad Slam give you a new perspective on this work?
Well, I do have to give a shout out to my husband, because I'm pretty sure he could give this speech just as well as I could, just from listening and from my practice speeches. But it was just another way for me to communicate to all of you, those that are interested in learning more about the deaf community and the population. It's just, I need to be able to share important information quickly. And like I said, narrative inquiry empowers individuals and amplifies their voices. So words that I speak about this topic mean everything. So I need to make sure that I'm very particular and selective in what I want to communicate, because it may be the one and only opportunity that I have, and I need to do it right first.
Excellent. I have to say that I didn't know what a coda was. So I have learned, and I think all of our graduate student participants here today said the same thing, that they have learned, and we see the importance of this from the speech that you gave. So thank you so much.